forget to share your screen so I can see it.
You cannot see my screen?
No, because you don't have it shared. I
Uh,
think.
yes, I do.
Oh, I'm just being dumb. Don't mind me.
Don't worry, everybody on stream saw and heard your wonderful introduction of your screen issue.
You
So
know,
now you get to say hi to everybody.
hi everybody. I've been up since 4. I was up at 4 a.m. yesterday and did 10 hours of streaming, and I'm not. I'm used to streaming right now, and I just had moments. I'm old. Leave me alone.
You're old and I'm tired and I'm only 1/3 of the way through my morning caffeine. So don't worry. We will both find our way to get through this together. But we can, we started off on a sour note. We were delayed by 12 plus hours. I do have good news. I do have good news.
Good news,
I have two
everyone.
good news actually. As people in the chat point out, now we're not playing in OOTP 26. As much as I would love to sit here and be like, man, Prospect League be the first one to actually be played in OOTP 26, we couldn't quite get that far. Not quite there yet. Although, I asked. It doesn't hurt to ask. The worst that'll happen is, you get no. But this is the first PBE stream with permission from our great friends at OOTP Development's permission to stream in the OOTP 26 categories. For anybody here who has OOTP 26, should be getting drops right now for that. And yes, two good news is we're not professionals. In fact, we only got stuck with an orange, and this guy to my right took the orange in the booth.
I did.
Where's Jacob? Jacob, I thought we upgraded the snack table. I thought we were promised brunch. Now,
Oh yeah.
we
Where's
can't
my
have
eggs?
endless mimosas because, that's against the rules. But, I could use some bacon, some eggs, maybe steak and eggs. But I
Oh,
digress. The other
that's
good
good.
news, because there's two good news is
Where's Farnsworth when we need it?
if you are in Prospect League, congratulations. You made the playoffs. You didn't, none of you have stepped foot on the diamond yet, and you've already made the playoffs. So you already see we got some smart individuals in chat. There's only one way to eat a steak.
Medium rare.
Exactly. We have smart people in the league. In fact, we have 6 games that we're watching today, and I'm pretty sure we don't have any mods because we kind of did an auto. I did not see any mods, so I'm going to get a quick little prediction up. We
I
are going to introduce our players as we roll along.
I can do
Um,
it. I'm a mod too.
oh, if you want to create a prediction, you most. I'm technically have mod privileges too, but if you want to create a prediction, by all means, go for it. In fact, while you're doing that, I'll go ahead and introduce. We're gonna start off with the West versus the East. It is also the only. We were talking about this off stream. We very nearly had no pitchers to start out on opening day, which would have been kind of awkward for yours truly, who tries to maneuver the scheduling of what we watched today. But thankfully, and already in chat, thank you, Anthony, for switching to a starting pitcher. So we can, in fact, your reward is you get to watch yourself 3 times today. You're 3 of the 6 games we're watching today, actually. So there's your reward for switching over, um, doing me a solid. Um, Also, welcome to PBE, by the way. Before I get too far ahead of myself, half size screen? What do you mean a half size screen? Because everything on my side looks fine.
Everything looks good over here. Um, would you like to report a bug to Twitch? Um,
Maybe try refresh, maybe click um, depending on how you're watching. If you're watching on mobile or tablet, I think there's a way you could end up with
have you turned
something
it
like
off
that.
and turned it back on?
Or my favorite, have you tried to clean it? That was the main thing every time we called IT at my previous job. That was their very first question. Did you try to clean it? What does that have to do with anything? Um, moving on though. Oh, also thank you for the prediction. Um, over or under 2.5 stolen bases. Over under 2.5 stolen bases is your first prediction. Which, by the way, before I go too far along, because we do have new people watching, do me a solid. If you are new, this is your first time watching. Before I even explain it, just listen. Just do me a solid. Fill out that Google form. Do me a solid and fill out that Google form.
I'm new.
What that does is it basically links up your PBE username, so your username on the forum to your Twitch handle, because a lot of times they're not going to be the same. What that also does is because for every 10,000 Twitch points you accrue, you can actually redeem it for 1,000,000 PBE dollars, which will, especially starting out, just like what Dash did. Thank you. I knew we had some long time PBers watching today. I knew somebody was going to do it just to do me a solid. So just like that, but we got to make sure the mods know who to pay. So that's the big thing. Fill out that Google form. Oh, and just a little pro tip. If you end up playing, certain community events, marbles, for example, maybe, tomorrow, just little hint. But let's just say the person who pays out marbles also uses that form. So please fill out that Twitch form. That is my PSA, and not the first time you'll hear me, or not the only time you'll hear me give out that PSA. We got more players to welcome in though. Conley, welcome to the PB. Slate Gray. I certainly, I saw this name and I was like, I can imagine when we get to draft time, their render is just literally the swatch of Slate Gray,
Nice.
just a square. Even put the hex code on the bottom, for good measure. Uh, look at that gap power as well. I mean, the gap power is definitely not in Slate Gray. Primarily left, starting in center field. I beg your pardon. Starting in center field, could also play some left field and some third base. Welcome to the league, Conley and Slate Gray. Also, this is our first look at Jose. I just want to point out. Oh, I will get to the name. I'm so out of order today, considering we started. We're starting this stream like 12 hours late. I will go over the team names and the logos here in actually just a moment. I did skip over that accidentally. We do have a few players to welcome in. We got two more on the East. We already talked to you about, or actually, you know what? Actually, no, there's only one pitcher. Never mind. I always forget to look at the bullpen. I tend to forget relief pitchers. It's kind of a blind spot for me, but that's right. There's only one pitcher altogether, so we're good on that. Nameless Nate, congrats on the recreate. Jody Quinn Jr. Starting in right field. I believe this is a power build, if I remember correctly.
Looks like it.
Plays all three outfield positions: fly ball hitter, pull hitter, extreme pull, in fact. But congrats, Nameless Nate. Welcome back. Can't wait to see how Jody Quinn does. And we have, we're going to talk about this over time, over the part of our streams of Prospect League, which technically we're gonna have 3 Prospect League streams in 3 days. We'll talk about more of that in a little bit too. We have a we've lost one of our legends, but that also means somebody has come back to the league.
Okay.
So welcome back, Sam Eagle 76. Even though we will not see Press Duckley, original Press Duckley, anymore, we will see Press Duckley Jr. in Prospect League and hopefully in the minor leagues and then moves up to the major leagues and what have you. Hopefully their journey will not just end in Prospect League. But welcome back. And can't wait to see how Press Duckley Jr. does in Prospect League. And real quick, I will go back. We have 4 teams, 3 new names. The West are the 2-time defending champions, aka the Eggnogs.
Where's
There
my
that
salt?
there's an inside joke on that one that we'll eventually talk about. We have the other 3, the East Hoopers, and I just shout out to Orbiting Death, who has a recreate in Prospect League this year. He has done all of the Prospect League logos for, gosh, I don't know how many seasons now. Um, we will talk about Orbiting Death's second player in the second game. Should be in that next game. I believe it is West versus North, or sorry, North versus South. Words. And you have kind of seen the North. We will be, or sorry, not the North. The yeah. Again, I'm 1/3 of the way through my caffeine, so bear with me, chat. We have the North Skaters. I don't know why it's a sheep though. I don't know if Orbiting Death's watching. I don't know if there's some inner. In fact, you know what? Hang on. I just realized it's cut off. Let's go this way. There we go. So you can see the full logo. So there's the East. And now the North. Still would like to know why it's a sheep. I'm going to have to go pick his mind. And then the
Sure you want to do
South.
that?
The South is Lyman. It is a penguin. There was an alternative logo to it that we will not talk about. Because Orbiting Death has an interesting sense of humor. We'll just go with that. So but also, not only do we have somebody who makes all these wonderful logos, every season of Prospect League we have a different individual name these teams. How do these people get the privilege, you may ask? Well, I believe every 5 or 6 seasons. I don't remember. Well, I think it's supposed to be 5, but sometimes it's every 6. Um, we have like a real life charity auction. So we raise money for different charities, and one of the things that you could bid on is the naming rights for Prospect League teams. And for this season, and thankfully they're here in chat, my good buddy Zodiac got to pick the 3 names this season. So the Skaters, the Hoopers, and the Linemen. Um, just curious, Zodiac, do you know why it's a sheep? Why the sheep is skating? I feel like that's an Orbiting Death question. Feel free to refer me to him. I'll go ask him later. Because I think that was the only one that nobody asked about, was why it was a sheep. With
So
that
many
being said,
questions.
one other thing I just need to double check. Okay, good, that's off. Because we're watching both games on opening day, so we need BNN off. Would you like the first half or the second half?
I will take the first half.
Sounds good. Let's go ahead, get on into it. Our first game of this season of Prospect League, West and the East.
All right, let's get in it. Here is Anderson. Strikes out with a swing and a miss. Free air conditioning for everybody. As Anthony Stover's on the mound here, induces a fly ball that's gonna fall for a base hit. It's a single for Jack, and now bring up Walker. Walker will hit into the double play. No, they call him safe. Replay comes in. Fly ball to left, and it's caught. So no score for the West. The East is coming up. So Quinn Jr. will lead off here, the right fielder. And that's a pop fly in foul territory that's caught for out number 1. Here's Jameson. No terrace here. He's safe. As we bring up McQueen. McQueen strikes out looking. And now we'll bring up Mint. As Cody Ogue induces the ground ball. They get the force at second. And we go into the second. There's no score. Here is Slate Gray. Slate Gray strikes out swinging to Anthony Stover's screwball. Second strikeout of the game for Stover. And then gets his third as he strikes out Jose, the cult hero. So Steve McDykel, not to be confused with Steve McMichael, grounds out. And we go to the second, no score. So that will bring up Sato, one of them. It's a base hit either way. So leadoff single here, and Oak's in a little trouble facing Ardema, and there's the walk. So now runners are at first and second for Marcus. Aiden Marcus will single up the middle. Runners don't go though, so the bases are loaded, nobody out. And Ransom will single to right. 1 run scores. It is 1-0 East. And that would bring up Duckley Jr. here with the bases loaded. And Duckley induces the bases loaded walk, and the East take a 2-0 lead. So go back to the top of the order here with the bases loaded. That'll bring up Quinn Jr. Quinn Jr. gets a hold of one, and that's going to fly.
Wow.
Grand salami. It is now 6-0. Touchdown Hoopers. Will they go for the extra point? Or will they go for 2? Nobody knows. So Quinn Jr. with the first home run of Prospect League. And now will bring up Jameson, and who strikes out. Fastball on the outside corner. No challenge there. Here's Lightning McQueen. Lightning McQueen will fly out, and then here's Ellie Mint. And Ellie Mint will ground out the first. So nothing but 6 runs on 4 hits for the East, and a lot of walks. So we go to the top of the third. The East leads the West 6-0. And there's a strikeout for Stover. That's strikeout number 4 on Phillips. And that brings up Thompson Jr. Stover with the pitch. And that's base hit to left. Second hit of the ball game for the West. They go back to the top of the order with Anderson. And then Anderson gets to force his second, but no relay. Here's Jack. Jack with a deep fly ball to right, but it's not enough. No runs on a hit for the West. We go to the bottom of the third. It's 6-0 East. Sato pitching the... Well, either way, Sato's up the bat. Strikes out. Here is Ardema. Grounds out the first, 2 away. And then here's Aiden Marcus. Marcus with a big fly ball. And it's caught at the warning track. Jose makes the catch, so we go to the top of the fourth. It is 6-0 East. So 3-4-5 here. Here's Walker. Walker with a base hit into the corner. Runner heading for second. The throw to second is not in time. So leadoff double for C.J. Walker. That brings up Brandon Zahn, who homers. They get the safety. It's 6-2 East on the home run from Zahn. Left one out, and then Zahn hit it out. So Gray will come up here. 6-2 East now. 2 runs in for the West, and that is a ground ball to left. So Stover's struggling here in the 4th inning. The hit and run, they only can get the out at first, 1 away. And then there's a fly ball to left, and that ball is gone. Second home run of the inning for McDykel, and it is 6-4 East. So 4 runs in for the West here in the 4th, and then there's a strikeout. 5th strikeout for Stover. Gets through the rough patch and gets the strikeout. Here is Thompson Jr. and back-to-back strikeouts, but 4 runs in the top of the 4th for the West. The East will take the lead 6-4 in the bottom of the 4th. Here is Ransom, who has an RBI in this game, flies out the left. Here's Duckley Jr., who also has an RBI on the walk, and he will fly out. They will fly out the left. Here is Quinn Jr. Quinn Jr. will take the walk, which is basically like an out lately after the grand slam. Speaking of hard hit balls, that is a fly out the right, and we go to the top of the 5th. It is 6-4 East. So it will be the top of the order here for the West, starting with Anderson. Anderson 0 for 2 in this game. Fly ball to left. And it is caught. One away. Here's Jack. Jack with his second base hit of the ball game. And that will bring up CJ Walker. And there's the stolen base, first stolen base of the game. And then a base hit up the middle. Runner doesn't go, so runners at the corners here. Tying run at first. And there's the double play, and that will take care of that. We go to the bottom of the fifth. It is 6-4 East.
A lot of offense in this game, and, well, add some more.
There's the extra point.
Lightning McQueen with the leadoff dinger in the bottom of the fifth makes it 7-4 East in the bottom of the fifth. Still no outs. I'll bring up Element, who will get a base hit as well. So runner aboard for Sato. And it's going to be one safe at first. So fielder's choice as Artema will fly out to center field for out number 2. Aiden Marcus did not go around. Subby ball 4 brings up Ransom. Fly ball to center field and almost looked like it was going to go over Jose's head. But he will make the catch. We go to the 6th. West trailing by 3. Slate Gray leading off. Ground ball to third, out number 1. Jose, fly ball down the right field line, caught in front of the wall, out number 2. McDykel will draw the walk that will allow Matt Phillips to the plate, who will pop it up shallow right, and it is caught for the third out. West leave a runner stranded. We go to the bottom of the 6th. It'll be Press Duckley Jr. leading off. Grounder to third for out number 1. Top of the order, Jody Quinn Jr. will be called. Strike 3 just a bit outside, but catcher brought it back in. As Jameson is going to get beamed, so runner aboard, 2 outs. Fly ball from McQueen again, and that is gone just over the wall. McQueen with a home run in 2 straight innings. And it is now 9-4 East. The ball is flying here at Red Flash Park, also known as Petco Park, as Element will fly out to end the inning. We'll go to the top of the 7th. Bottom 9-1-2 due up for the West. Thompson Jr. will also ground out to third. 1 out. Anderson will beat the throw to first. So infield single as Mason Jack will line that up the middle. Runners at first and second, 1 out for CJ Walker, who will pop that up in the infield and be caught for out number 2. Kinsella's the new pitcher. Will walk Brandon Zahn. Bases loaded, play at every plate for Gray. Called. Strike 3 through the back door. So they will leave him loaded at the stretch, 9-4 East on opening night. New pitcher beware strikes to face Sato, who will get a base hit up the middle to lead off the inning. And that is a double play off the bat of Artema. Marcus will get a base hit into right field. So runner first, 2 outs for Ransom. Grounder to third. They get the force at second, and we go on to the 8th inning. 9-4 East lead. Jose leading off will be struck out. 1 out now for the Blizzard. McDykel to the plate. Grounder to second, out number 2. Phillips will fly that out to center field for out number 3. 1-2-3 inning for the West. Bottom half now, Press Duckley Jr. grounder to shortstop for out number 1. Top of the order to Quinn Jr., who will fly that out to left, 2 outs. And Jameson will get a base hit. So 2 outs, runner aboard for McQueen. Runner going, and I don't know if that's, I don't recall seeing a lot of stolen bases. I don't know if that's the first one or not. We'll find out here in a moment, as that'll be a ground out off the bat of McQueen. Or actually, it looks like we're at 2. That's right. This is opening day, so it would show the stolen base count on the lineups would be accurate. This is the first game of the season.
Yes.
So we're at 2, and now runners at first and second. Anderson walked. Thompson Jr. had a base hit. Jack will strike out, 1 out. CJ Walker will fly that out to center field. West down to their final out. And that is going to be gone off the bat of Brandon Zahn. Second home run already for Brandon Zahn. And all of a sudden, it's a 2-run deficit for the West. Slate Gray will fly that to center field, and that will be caught for the third and final out. West will take the loss 9-7 on opening night versus the East. Your winning pitcher goes to Anthony Stover. Cody Ogg is your losing pitcher. Brandon Zahn is your player of the game. One of 2 players to have a 2-home run game on the East. Lightning McQueen also had a 2-run bomb, and we had 2 stolen bases. 2 stolen bases. You know, not bad for somebody who's been up since 4 a.m. putting down a good over under. Thankfully, the house does not win, so they get their points back. Go ahead and back out. Let's go ahead and save, and we're going to go right into the other opening day game, North and the South, where we have more people to introduce you to. Welcome back, Tips Kid 97, Nick the Third, playing out in center field for the North. Also plays the other outfield positions. I believe this is a speed build, if I'm not mistaken. But welcome back, Tips Kid 97. And then we also have congrats on the recreate, Man Who Sold the World. Michael Munson. Who so I didn't create the players this time around. So I didn't get to look at everybody. Is this like a play on Marilyn Manson or something? I don't. That's the first thought that came to my mind. If I'm super off, feel free to tell me that I'm super off, because I'm not a professional, nor do I claim to be. Oh, just an okay. You know what? Sometimes that's the best. Catcher, OBP build from what it looks like, because that eye is just, or is this TTO? This is TTO actually. This is TTO. Never mind. I take that back. Once I saw the avoid case, like, no, never mind. TTO. That eye just, man, that thing popped out. 88 on the
88.
eye. Ooh, somebody has a typo here. Hang on a minute. Let me go fix that. That's orbiting death's player, but hold on. Let me go fix that right quick. Low-key gonna bother me. Just a little. Just a little. And no, that wasn't a pun, because we are gonna run into, there is actually, you know what? There are relief pitchers. I think I forgot some relief pitchers now that I
You're
said that out
fired.
loud. I was like, yeah, there's 3 relief pitchers actually. There's 1 starting pitcher.
Fired.
You know, I'm not used to streaming PBE on a Saturday morning. My PBE circadian rhythm is all kinds of off.
We couldn't tell.
So let me rewind. Let me because I'm gonna forget again. Because once I said Loki, I was like, wait a minute, Loki made a relief pitcher, and then that's what led me to being like, nope, I did forget people.
How can you forget a name like
Loki,
Max?
if you're watching, I'm sorry. Loki's one of my favorite people in PBE, so I feel extra bad. I feel extra bad. Hopefully he'll return some love, with Max Lovehammer. So, hopefully all will be well
You're
for
getting
my
a
my
hammer.
slight my slight miscue. Flamethrowing relief pitch though. Congrats on the recreate again, Loki. Continuing on. I mean, is this a new arc? I don't know if Loki is watching, but I'm curious if that's a new arc, because usually everybody's love, the love family arc. So I'll have to. I'm curious to know what the story is. Did I forget. I forgot somebody. I did. Oh, Max. Max, how do you feel about Bartolo Colon, which is not the person that we're looking at now? This is somebody different, but I'm assuming this is an homage to Bartolo Colon. Great name, by the way.
Bartolo O'Cologne?
Barto
Barto
O Cologne.
Cologne.
It's so great. This is actually my favorite name so far. For those who are new to watching Prospect League streams, probably the one thing that I always get entertained by is the different names y'all come up with. Or like
It's great until you have to call them all.
like Balker Ruler.
Or like the 80,000 players on one team with 70,000 letters.
Well, see, we at least you don't have to call out all the coves. You're on the tail end of the cove era. But welcome Irish, and is that 10 zeros? Irish zeros is Irish and a bunch of zeros. Welcome to PB. Great name. Great S tier name in my personal opinion. Okay, now I'm mostly caught up. Now we can go back to our. Because I'm like looking at this, I'm like, there's 13 people. This does something does not seem right. And actually, let me double check. North, yes, haha. Now I'm caught up. Congrats on the recreate again, Con. I know Con doesn't watch too many of the streams. Maybe somebody out there know. I believe this is Con's fifth player. Con's like one of the OGs in PBE land. Like, I'm pretty sure Con had a player S1. So this is, I believe, his fifth. Which is Ultimo Con. And yes, it is a flame-throwing relief pitcher build. But yeah, congrats again, Con. Can't wait to see how this player's career pans out. Okay, now I'm caught up. In fact, while I'm here, it should be one. At least I thought there was one. I guess there's not one on the South. South's the only one without a relief pitcher. All right. Now we go back to orbiting death. We had the typo there that I wanted to go fix. Napoleon Solo, which I think I get. I think I understand it. I think it's a combination of Napoleon and Han Solo, if I had to guess. That's my guess. I'm gonna stick with it. I believe this is a contact build. I don't recall what build this is, but playing out in right field, also does a little bit of second base, a little bit of left field. But congratulations on the recreate orbiting death. And we got one more. Or two more. Sorry, two more. Congrats on the recreate Schnee Hurry Quake. That is frightening, by the way. A hurricane and an earthquake at the same time. That's frightening.
But you would
Catcher.
think they would have like an incredible speed or incredible power.
Well, in this case, gap power. Does gap power count?
Okay, I'll allow it.
Starting catcher does a little bit of shortstop, a little bit of center field. But congrats on the recreate, Schnee. And then trying to remember the first four. Rob Cena is back for the first three. Sorry, the first three. This is the fourth Rob Cena. Welcome back, PO151. Starting center fielder for the South. This is a magician build, from what I could tell. Because 75 range. Yeah, magician center field build. But welcome back. Welcome back. We do have a prediction up. North versus South, over, under 9.5 runs. Everybody's being so shy today. Why is everybody so shy? Okay, fine. Hold on. Let me go. Let's go see if people want to make me broke. Let's go see if people want to make me broke. Sorry to the people who bet on the Sorry to the people who bet on the over. You're the unfortunate one. I'll make the under be the, I guess, quote unquote, value bet. But I'll bet it all. All 4,500. all 4,500 of my points on the over. Gotta do the Fetty. We call it the Fetty rule. Always bet the over. And no, this is not a. I'm not telling you all to go ping Fetty. So don't put that onus on me. Also, I mentioned this in chat. This is going to be an ask the booth game, so me and Max get a little bit of a break. We do have, I believe, how many quick sim days after this? We have 4 quick sim days after this, so let's go ahead and get this. Well, actually, you know what? Give the people a moment since I just dropped all those points in there. If anybody wants to, if anybody wants to take a chance on the under and make me even more broke, or are y'all just gonna let Noel have it? Or I'll let Noel potentially have it.
I'm adjusting my mic here. Give me a second.
That's fine. I'm going to get the game started, and then when you have a moment, just go ahead and close that prediction. But I will talk about that one question that was mentioned earlier in chat. I didn't forget it. So I would not be able to tell you offhand what average hits allowed per pitcher is. However, there is one piece of advice I would like to give to all the new people out there, and this also goes into why we even do prospect league. Like, what is it? Why are we here? Except for enjoying free fake baseball. So for those in PBE, so for example, this is a doubleheader. You get a PBE doubleheader due to my internet being not reliable. But in general PBE land, in fact, this tonight at 6 Eastern, or if you're where Max is, 3 o'clock, if you're on the West Coast, we'll have the final regular season stream. The final stream of the regular season might be the better way to put it. So like we call it like the playoff race stream. Now, obviously, if you create a player, you're not gonna be just thrown into a team immediately while everybody else is doing playoffs and off season. But we also don't want y'all just sitting around, just twiddling your thumbs like, oh well, when do I actually get to see myself? Like what's going on? So that's why we do Prospect League. It kind of fills in that gap just to give you all a chance to at least see your player, get a feel for how PBE works, get a feel for, Now, I will say this, though. I personally try to make Prospect League streams feel a lot more casual than your traditional PBE stream. So, like, this would be it'd be a great example to watch tonight if you're able to, just to kind of get an idea of what it is I mean by that. So, like, a good example would be, like, right now, while the game's going on, we wouldn't be talking like this.
Oh, no, not at all.
We would not be talking like this. But we also want to give a chance for people who are new, like I'm a visual guy. Sometimes I need to hear it. Like sometimes if you just type it out for me, I'm not going to pick up on it. So that's why it's also good to, have opportunities like this, talk to you all if y'all have any questions. That leads me to the main reason why I brought up the question that was asked earlier. So this is a completely separate file from the main file. This is all completely separate. It's also a separate server. For those who are not new to PBE, there is one slight little difference that we'll talk about at the end of the stream. If I talk about it now, it wouldn't make sense. But with that being said, everybody on the Prospect League teams all have 100 TPE. They're all 100 TPE. That's it. Nothing more, nothing less. If you do good or bad in Prospect League, like I cannot stress this more. Like if there's one thing I want you to take away from Prospect League, it is all just for fun. What I mean by that is if you do terrible in Prospect League, like I've had one of the main questions we get all the time, at least once or twice a season. Like, if I do bad in Prospect League, does that mean I won't get drafted as high? I can tell you for a fact, no.
No.
Like, stone cold hard, no.
Stone Cold Steve Austin, no.
Oh, yes. No hit it. The runs are made up and the scores don't matter.
Yeah, pretty much.
Exactly. Thank you for using a Whose Line Is It Anyway reference. That you get
Where's Wayne Brady when we need him?
you get bonus points, and unfortunately, those bonus points don't even matter either. So there you go. One of my favorite improv shows of all time. Um,
By far.
but yeah, so don't pay. So for those who don't know me, let me backtrack. Now I'm currently the GM for the Seattle Sea Serpents, which is in the major leagues, but I have been a minor league GM for. Oh no, we're not going to do. Oh gosh, I don't like the singing ones. If we're going to do one, we're going to do like scenes from a hat.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, we don't have a webcam, so if we had a webcam, we'd do props.
Oh,
But we'd have to find props. Y'all making me go and watch compilation videos after this stream just to get a good laugh. But to finish my thought. So I was also a minor league GM for 10 seasons. I was minor league GM for the Swifties for a long time. And so I can tell you for a fact that nobody is looking at how you did in Prospect League. I can tell you that for a fact. And if they are drafting people based on that, then more power to them, I suppose. Because there's no correlation. I guess would be the better way for me to put it. There's no correlation between how you do in Prospect League versus how you're going to do in the minor leagues. And there's other reasons to that too, because obviously in the minor leagues, you're going to be having players who have been on a minor league team for, multiple seasons versus you just one season. So they're going to have more TPE than you. Like, that's one basic example of how things are going to be different. But also, just my personal opinion, minor leagues is like a crapshoot. And what I mean by that is, as long as you make it to the playoffs, you definitely have a chance to go win a ring. Like it a lot can happen in the minor leagues. It is definitely more volatile than the major leagues, but it also makes it more fun. You also see things that you wouldn't have otherwise. In fact, I'll throw myself as well as my previous co-GM because it was his idea. It was 100% his idea. In fact, he had to ask me 3 times before he finally got me to be like, okay, fine, we'll do it. I still think we were the only one to attempt it too. In the playoffs, for those who don't know, in the playoffs, there's no really rules as far as like how you do a starting rotation. Whereas in the regular season, you have to have 4 starters, and they all have to end up with the same amount of starts. Like that, no matter what, no ifs, ands, or buts, or else you're gonna get in trouble. Playoffs is different. Playoffs you usually see a 3-man rotation. I let my co-GM at the time, T Stoles, who's one of the GMs in Indianapolis now, convinced me to do a 2-man rotation for the playoffs. It actually didn't go as bad as I thought it would. In fact, I think we actually took, because for those who don't know, in the minor leagues, so this particular season, we just got in. It was, we were the 6th seed, and so we didn't have a first-round bye, so it was best of 5. So we played against the Bears, if I remember correctly. We took them to Game 5 with a 2-man rotation and everything. If this game gets close, though, we will zone back in on this, as they will leave the bases loaded, unfortunately. But if it does get closer, we will go back into it. It is Ask the Booth, though. It's not just listen to nasbase banter.
to give you
Yeah, go for it.
a perspective as someone who just went through minor league and all that, they literally do not look at any stats. But what you're gonna do is you're gonna get a bunch of scouts message you in Discord, and they're just gonna ask you some questions and get a feel of who you are, and then um, they'll make their decisions based on activity and attitude, basically. Because I am not the most active person because I do a lot. I do a lot around the OTP. So in both processes, when you're going to be drafted in the minor or major league, you're gonna get a bunch of scout DMs, and then they'll figure if they like you, they'll like you, regardless if you give up a 9 ERA or you go 0 for the prospect league. That literally doesn't matter.
Which record are you trying for, Schnee? Like, which specific one?
All of them.
Well, no, he said T. Destroyer's record. Oh, of Gold Gloves? Also, it is Ask the Booth. Even though this game's about to wrap up, we will have more Ask the Booth. We have 2 more games where we will have chances for you all, as that is gone.
Well, this game got close.
First dinger for Michael
By the way, the
Munson.
precision got pretty close too on that. Tie game becomes the over.
Not go one more out.
Didn't get the distance.
Not quite.
And neither will that. Under.
I declare bankruptcy.
Okay, yeah, I'm not gonna go there. So I'm not gonna give you your 45 tons of assault. Sorry.
Can I have the golf balls though? I got a few rounds after this. James with the win, Chambers with the loss, Duke Smith with the save, Michael Munson, your player of the game.
Yeah, we need to explain our inside joke of the eggnog and the salt and the 45-ton order that we somehow ended up doing.
We have 4 days of quick sim, and then we have, I believe, a play-by-play, and then we have a game after that. We'll save it for that one.
Okay.
In fact, the next stream game is going to be East versus South. East versus South. And then, I don't remember if I saved. I'm going to save anyway. All right. We got 4 days of quick sim. So let's go ahead and get on into it. Ooh. Oh, my. 14 innings. So wait, hang on a minute here. So the South came back. North put 2. South came back yet again, but couldn't come back a third time. So they win 7-6, or North wins 7-6 in 14 innings. Both teams with 16 hits. Ooh, there we go. On the North, Nick Third 1 for 6 with a run scored. Munson 1 for 6 as well. On the South, Napoleon Solo 1 for 5, 2 walks. Hurricane 2 for 6, 2 RBIs. How many times am I going to say John Cena instead of it's Rob Cena? Rob Cena, 1 for 6 with an RBI and a run scored. Ooh, wait. Yeah. See, thank you. Thank you. Even though you did it when I was bankrupt. Sorry, I got distracted. I need, you specifically, especially if you call me out on one, I'm gonna do it. I accrued 96 points. You better believe I'm gonna put it on exactly 3 hours. It's possible.
You know that I did it because you were here.
Yes, exactly. Well, I mean, you even called me. You even put my name on it. You're just asking for me to invest my points. West with the win, Komtowski with the loss, Aaron Ritter. Despite getting the no decision, is your player of the game. West in the East, and East almost pulled off the comeback. They got 2 runs in the bottom of the ninth, but they still fall a run shy, losing 4-3. On the West, Anderson 2 for 4. Um, and then Jose looks like Jose and Zong getting a couple. Oh wow, really? I feel like we've already got. I just noticed that Jose and Brandon Zahn are on the same team again this year.
Oh boy.
Oh wow, I didn't even realize we were at that part of the. Don't worry, for those who are new to Prospect League or new to PB in general, we'll be talking about Jose and Brandon Zahn. There's stories. There's stories there. So we'll we'll fill you all in on that as time goes on. Um, sorry, just I don't know how I didn't notice that earlier. Actually, we West was the first game we watched. Um, on the East, Jody Quinn Jr. 2 for 5, 2 RBIs and a run. Presley Jr. 1 for 2, 2 walks and a run scored. Benny Rocker will take the win. Stuart Hooker the loss. Beware Strikes gets the save. Steve McDykel is your player of the game. One of these days it's going to be a travel day. Okay, yeah. So we have 3 days basically of games that we'll be simulating. North gets the win. They win the first series 6-4 over the South. On the North, Munson 1 for 4 with a double RBI run scored. On the South, Napoleon Solo 1 for 3 with a walk. Hurry Quake also drawing a walk. Rob Cena the fourth 1 for 4 with an RBI. Oh, nice. You know, last season of Prospect League, it took us like dang near half the season to have a Prospect League special. Al Duggar, for those who don't know, blown save win. We call that the Prospect League special. Al Duggar will get the special. Skinstar McKinley the save. Rylan Moffat the loss. Player of the game, burglary judge. Did not have to wait long for one. Didn't have to wait long this time around. West in the East, and it's going to be the West winning the game and the series as well, 5-2. Anderson 3 for 5 with an RBI, 2 runs scored. Slate Gray 2 for 4, RBI and a run. And then on the East, Jody Quinn Jr. hitting an RBI. And then for your pitching, Rich with the win, Peregrino with the loss, Gamble the save. Amos Rich is your player of the game. Let's go on to the next day here, West and the North. And it's going to be the West winning 3-2. For the West, Anderson 2 for 4 with an RBI. Slate Gray drawing a walk. On the North, Nick the third 1 for 5. Munson 1 for 2 with 2 walks. Beware Strikes will get the win. Relief Kanye West the loss. Robin Griffin is your player of the game. East and the South. And it's going to be the East winning 4-2. Both teams scoring all their runs in particular inning. For the East, all of them in the top of the sixth. For the South, all in the bottom of the second. For the East, Jody Quinn Jr. 1 for 4 with a run scored. Press Duckley Jr. Sorry, I was looking at Ransom there. Got mixed up with Duckley. For the South, Napoleon Solo 1 for 4. Hurryquake 1 for 3 with a run scored. Rob Cena the fourth 1 for 3 with 2 RBIs. Yes, I deserve it. I do deserve that.
So the East South game was that? Is it a different East South game?
Yeah, so this is the first of 3 game
Oh,
series.
okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Um, no, you're good. You're good. I understood why you asked. Corrigan will get the win. Falcon the blown save loss. Mike Wise the save. David Corrigan is your player of the game.
For
Yeah,
the heck of it,
because yeah, that
what
there's
was the time of game? For the heck of it.
oh, just for the heck of it,
Yeah.
3 hours and 21 minutes.
Okay. I just wanted.
Just to get just to get an idea. I mean, you never know. What if I mean this was a lower scoring game, so who knows? Who knows? I don't remember if I saved.
You did.
Well, safety save. Can never save too many times. Got the travel day or off day. It's not even a travel day. It's mid series. Maybe they.
Did they fly Southwest?
Well, see, they might not. They might not once bags are not free.
Don't comment.
Last chance to get your bid predictions in East South. Time of game over 3 hours or under 3 hours. And I believe Max went first the last time around, so that means I'm first this time around. Let's go take off the Ask Booth for now.
I can go first because you did a lot of talking.
You know what? You're a scholar and a gentleman. It also gives me a chance to keep sipping on my caffeine. No, I would prefer not to. I'll pass. I'm perfectly fine
We
with
are
my
going
2
to
feet
pass
on
on
the
this.
floor.
I
2
am
feet
not
on the
flying
ground.
on a plane this year. 100% not flying.
I have no reason to fly, nor do I have the money to fly. Oh gosh. Okay, so hold that thought. We're not doing Acid Booth in this game, but we will be doing it in fact, when's the next in fact, we're going to be doing back-to-back games on back-to-back days. So after this game, we will get to Ask the Booth. In fact, you're gonna have back-to-back opportunities for Ask the Booth because the final game of the. In fact, you know what? I got so far. I'm so off on my routine today. I forgot to mention to those who are new. So we have 54 games in a season. We have 6 regular season streams, and then our Prospect League playoff / rookie showcase, which is a little less than 2 weeks from today. We do 9 games of stream, so the 3 series of 3. So we're going all the way up until the 11th. I forgot to mention that at the beginning in case people were wondering, okay, well, how many games are we doing today? Are we doing like half the season? What's going on? So yeah, just to let you all know. So the next 2 play-by-play games we'll have, it'll be Ask the Booth, and then we'll close out with the final. Basically every game that Anthony is starting because he's the only starting pitcher. We're doing play-by-play. Everything else we're doing Ask the Booth, in case makes it easier for y'all to remember. But we did okay. We gave him. I think we gave him enough time now that I wound that aside. That's right. I predicted, so I can't close the prediction.
I can. I already did.
Awesome. All right. Let's go ahead, get on into it. East versus the South. We're heading to Toronto, where the mysterious invisible roof is closed.
All right, so here we go. Top of the first tier. Quinn Jr. with a fly ball to left. 1 away. Here's the pitch, and that's a walk. I missed the other one. 2 outs here. Here's a fly ball to center, and it's a fly out. So we go to the bottom of the first. It is no score. I need a coffee too, and a professional command as well. Here's the pitch. Strike 3 called. Stover with the strikeout. Here is Winton with a fly ball to right, and that will be caught by the second baseman just in the outfield. And then there's strike 3 looking. So 2 strikeouts for Stover. We go to the top of the second. It's no score. Here is the first leadoff hitter with a fly ball to center. It's caught. Here's Artema. Artema ground ball to second. That's an out. And there's a fly ball to center, and that's caught. So quick 1-2-3 for the South. We go to the bottom of the second. It's no score. Here's Stover's pitch, and that's a base hit up the middle. First hit of the ball game for both teams. Leadoff single for Sanders, and now bring up Wells. Wells doesn't get the distance on that one. One away. Here's Tejada. Tejada with a fly ball to center. It should be an easy catch. It is caught by Duckley Jr. 2 outs. There's a stolen base attempt, and he's out by a mile. Ransom, second gun down runner of the season. We go to the top of the third. No score. Here is Ransom. Ransom strikes out. Strike 3 called. James with the strikeout. Here's the pitch. Strike 3 called again. 3 Ks for James here as they strike out Duckley Jr. Here's Quinn Jr. Quinn Jr. with a base hit the right. First hit of the ball game for the East. And now bring up Jameson. And Jameson strikes out swinging. So James strikes out the side here as we go to the bottom of the third. No score. Here's Stover's pitch. Stover, another strikeout. They're trading strikeouts right now. Third strikeout for Stover. That brings up Ryan. Brendan Ryan. Fly ball to center. It should be easy play for Duckley Jr. And it is. And then here's Cena. Nobody could see him, but they'll see him in the dugout. So we go to the top of the fourth. It's still no score. The under for 3 hours is looking really good right now. Yes, I wanted to jinx it. Here's the pitch. Fly ball to center. One away. Here's another fly ball, and now a drop for a base hit. Bloop single here for Mint, and that brings up Sato. And once again, Quake guns down the stolen base attempt, and they get the third out on the grounder to first. So we go to the bottom of the fourth. It's no score. Here's Stover. Struck another strikeout. 4 strikeouts for Stover on solo, and that brings up Asterisk. Ground ball to third. Second out of the inning, and McCringleberry will fly out the center. So we go to the bottom of the fourth. By the way, it's no score. Top of the fifth here, no score between the East and the South. And that is a strikeout, the 5th one for James. Here is Marcus. Marcus strikes out. That's the 6th strikeout for James. Big old pitching duel here as they'll bring up Ransom. And Ransom strikes out. So James strikes out the side. We go to the bottom of the 5th, and there's still no score in this game.
Pitchers duel in progress. While one person's hoping for the under, I don't remember what time first pitch was, as Sanders will foul out for the first out, and Wells will fly out for the second out. Since I'm the one that did exactly 3 hours, as Tejada will ground out, and we've played 5, and we've played more innings than we've seen in hits. Still scoreless as Duckley Jr. will hit that to right center, and that's going to fall into the gap. Oh, is he going to go for it? He's going to go for it! And he got it!
Run!
Inside the park. I knew he was going to go for it. That's only the second time I've seen it. The third baseman didn't move at all. Once I saw that, I was like, oh, he is going for it. Inside the park home run. Quinn got to first base on a hit. Jameson grounded out. McQueen will they hold Quinn Jr. at third. Bases loaded as Element gets hit by the pitch. Bases loaded, 1 out. And out at home and safe at first. Ground ball again, and they get the force at second. They will only get the 1 run via an inside the park home run. Does Prospect League ever fail to deliver? As Hurryquake will lead off the bottom of the 6th with a fly out to center field. Ryan will fly that out to right field, 2 outs. And that is caught on the line off the bat of scene of the fourth. Let's go to the seventh. It's a 1-0 ball game. I'd just like to point out the game is around the 2-hour mark. I think, if I remember correctly. I think these are first pitch 7 o'clock. As Marcus will lead off with a single, Ransom will strike out. Runner at first, 1 out for Duckley Jr. Fly ball to center field, and that is caught for out number 2. Quinn Jr. will bloop that into right field for a base hit. Runner goes to third. Runners in the corners for Jameson. Ground ball, they get the out at first. 1-0 at the stretch. As we'll go to the bottom half of the inning, top of the south order, due up. As Napoleon Solo will get a base hit to lead off the bottom of the seventh inning. The second hit for the South in this game. Runner going third to second. He is out.
Ain't nobody stealing today.
And then Winton gets hit by the pitch. Runner at first again with 1 out. Runner going again, and he is out again. Oh, my. Harry Quake was like, or I'm sorry, I'm looking at the wrong side. Ransom was like, nuh-uh. You shall not pass, as McCringleberry will fly out. 7 shutout innings so far for Anthony Stover. Go to the top of the 8th. McQueen will fly that out to right. Elliman will line that out to the first baseman. Brings up Sato, who will ground out to third. It's a 1-2-3 inning for the East. We go to the bottom of the 8th. It'll be Sanders, Wells, Tejada due up for the South. And Sanders will draw the walk. Swing and a miss, strike 3 off the bat of Wells. 1 out, runner first. Tejada will draw the walk. Runners at first and second, 1 out for Hurricane. New pitcher Barto O'Colon will draw the double play and get him out of the jam. Stays a 1-0 ball game as we go to the 9th. Artema will ground that out, 1 out. Marcus, ground ball to the shortstop, out number 2. Ransom will strike out. So 1-2-3 inning. We go to the bottom of the 9th. Still a 1-0 game. Brendan Ryan to lead off for the South. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Scene of the 4th. Ground ball. Out number 2. Down to their final out. Top of the order. Solo. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. South pitching teams up to face only 1 over the minimum. Giving up 2 hits. And this game was under 3 hours, if I had to guess. 2 hours and 51 minutes. Oh, I was close. Unders will get the prediction. Stover will get the win. James the loss. Barto O'Colon gets the 5-out save. Your player of the game, Anthony Stover, 7 1/3 shutout innings. Go ahead and save. And then our next game up is going to be West versus North. Not this West versus North, though. It's going to be the next day. It'll be this West versus North. But West versus North will be our next game up. Speaking of, let's go take care of this one. And it's going to be 7-5 win for the West. In fact, top of the 9th. What happened to the top of the 9th? Thank you. Next prediction is up. Oh, errors. The fumbly bumblies.
Yes, all the fumbly bumblies.
Over under 1.5. Okay, Zahn had an RBI single, and then where was the other run though? Yeah, top of the 9th. Where was the other run? It said score. Oh, scored both. My bad. Misread that. So Zahn had the 2 RBI single to make the difference. On the West, Anderson 2 for 4, 2 runs scored and a walk. Slate Gray 1 for 5 with a run scored. On the North, Nick the third 3 for 4, 4 RBIs, a walk, 2 runs scored. Had 2 home runs in the game. And then Munson 3 for 4, 2 runs scored. Gamble get the win. Relief. Skin Star McKinley, the blown save loss. Your play of the game, Nick the third. And that will bring us to our next streamed game, West versus North. And since I don't remember if I click save, I'm going to do it again. There we go. Just to be safe. Over under 1.5 errors. I was bankrupt again, but I got more points. I am the prospect league version of Dogwood. I am always broke. We'll give you all a few minutes to get your predictions in. Or maybe not a few minutes, but while my co-host, because it is, sounds like people are starting to wake up where my co-host is at.
I could tell you right now, Allie, tooth came out. And part of her tooth came out, and she's getting a tissue to stop the bleeding. You see, being in the main room, you get all the answers and all the questions.
So if it's a partial tooth, is there a partial tooth fairy?
Yes, there is.
So how are you gonna cut a quarter in half?
I'll figure it out.
Or like half a dollar bill. What's the go? You know what? It's been forever since I've had to deal with the tooth fairy. What's the going rate for teeth?
Let's just put it this way. Inflation brought it up to 5.
Oh, damn. Jeez.
I know. Gotta pay the labor.
Oh, also, thank you for reminding me. It is Ask the Booth. In fact, let's go ahead and close the prediction. Let's go ahead and just get into this game.
Okay, throw it away.
Well, while he's taking care of tooth duty.
I'm here.
Oh, you're still. Oh, it sounded like you muted. That's why I was like, well, yeah, you go take
I did briefly.
I will answer. So I'll take the first question that you asked earlier, man who sold the world. Earlier on, because I think I'm the only one that would be around long enough, unless Max has ran into any. But you're gonna kind of look at this as a cop out, but hopefully my backup answer will suffice. I don't pay attention to the drama unless I somehow get involved. Unless somehow somebody pulls me into it, and then it turns into like, oh well, crap, I don't want to deal with this. I don't really have a funny drama for you, unfortunately. However, I do have a funny thing. I do have something. In fact, hang on. Let me see if I can go find it. I have it bookmarked. That's how cheesy I am. I have a book. Well, I wrote a thing up. It was part of something I wrote, or I used it for something I wrote. So that's why I had to bookmark, because I needed the link just to go back to it. But as I mentioned earlier, I am I was a GM for the Swifties for 10 plus seasons, and a lot of y'all know Beaver, and I wrote something because we inducted Beaver into the Swifties Ring of Honor, and go look at that, and you go let me know if you can figure it out, because I've looked at this thing like 10 times, and even I still can't put it all together. But it's a great trade when it takes up the whole freaking page. I don't even remember how many teams were involved. Like it was just the crazy. I remember somebody showing me this. And I was just like, huh, what? Um, so there's I'll answer that question, and then Max, you get to answer the music question.
Ooh. Okay. So the question is, I can hear myself twice, dear Lord.
And the
Um,
reason why I'm letting Max, because I love music too. I wouldn't have an answer for you because I can't bring it down to 5 songs. That's like picking your favorite kids. Like
it's
I
the
love
same with
music. I
me.
love music too much to where like even like I have like a music hall of fame. Like I have a playlist where there's like song like my all time favorite songs, and even that list is like north of 50. Sorry, go ahead.
So, so I'm gonna just go based off the most recent playlist, um, or and like stuff I've been listening to recently. Um, Escapes, Just Kick It. Um,
Oh yes.
I heard it at work for the first time in like 10
the,
years, and I'm
just
like
to
listening
preface
to it on
this,
repeat
the
again.
clean version, because there's a not clean version which I actually have on my playlist I play on my channel, and I have to keep skipping it because it's the very, and what I mean by not clean, like it is very, like there's a part of the song, I believe it was the near the midway point of the song, they have a verse where they repeat a certain word a lot.
Yeah.
We'll just say that. But yeah, it's a great song though. It is a great song. And real quick, just because I did not misunderstand your question. I'm just like even on like recent songs, like what I'm listening to now, I can't narrow it down to 5. Like right now, I got like 10 to 12 that I'm listening like kind of on a loop ish. So I can't even narrow it down to 5.
The last playlist I've listened to was 2000s R&B. So yeah,
Oh
I
yeah.
understood the question completely. Um, let's see, what was the other one I was listening to? Until the End of Time by Justin Timberlake. Um, there was End of the Road, Boys to Men. There was or what was the other one?
Well, see, End of the Road was 90s though. Just
It was yeah, it was
throwing it out
90s.
there.
I thrown it out there, but it's in there anyway. Um, and Diary, Alicia Keys.
I don't know
I
if I could
think I
top that. Also, Tampa. So Prospect League is like an um. Think of it as it's just completely separate from the main file.
Hey Tampa, it's entry poll.
Oh yeah, there you go. Yeah, yeah, you could think of it that way too.
There you go.
Excuse me.
I got a question for the booth.
Oh no. Well, oh wait. Actually, before you ask your question, I did promise you I was gonna bring up eggnogs and salt.
That was the question.
Okay. Okay. So for those who don't, so the back end joke, the inside joke. So the West Blizzard, who is coincidentally on stream, um, they've won 2 in a row, so they're looking for a third prospect league in a row. That's what. So I picked the names the season that the West won, and it so happened that one of the names I chose was actually used in a previous prospect league. And I was sick. I was actually really like Punk was asking me this while I was super sick. I was just like, here, just name him Blizzard. And then I wake up the next day and I feel better and and all that, and then it dawned on me. I was like, I didn't name a team the Eggnogs, and I really should have just named the West the Eggnogs because I am for I'm willing to admit I'm raising my hand. Y'all can't see me. Oh, and yeah, it looks like it is over on the prediction. We've already had 2 errors.
I saw that.
um, but I am an eggnog junkie. I love eggnog. I am so pro eggnog. You give me all the nog, and I'm yeah. It's a great world.
This
Um,
is how much of an eggnog enthusiast that nasbase is. He played a game that was a simulator of making eggnog.
so hang on, that's not fully true.
Really?
I'm sure people in this stream who are watching have heard of the game or watched somebody play it, but it was like Papers, Please. But instead of passports and identification documents, I had to look at labels of cartons of eggnog. And I'll tell you this much: that game was actually harder than Papers, Please, because some of the things that it caught me on, I was like, I can't even see that. What? And I was pretty good at Papers, Please. Just want to throw that out there. And one of the situations that we had to deal with was it was either let it. So basically, they had 45 tons of salt delivered to this factory, and it was too much. And so they wanted me to pass an eggnog through that had too much salt in it. So it was like salty eggnog. And I don't even remember what answer I picked on that. Do you remember what answer I picked on that?
You said, okay, why not? Let's just do it.
Okay, yeah, okay, that sounds like me. I'll go with that.
Because
What's the worst that could
it was the
happen?
third wildest thing they asked you to do, and you're just like, screw it. Okay, you want it? Here it is.
At least it's not poison. Somebody will just have high blood pressure for the day. But
So,
yeah. Go
so
ahead.
the next stream Nospace has, I respond with, I got an order for 45 tons of salt. Do you want it?
But see, one time he was nice. He brought me 45 tons of spam.
Yes, I did. I think I tried something else too, and you were like, nah, you pass it to somewhere else. Can't remember what it was.
How wait, hang on. Sorry, I'm paying. How behind are you? Because yeah, if you're watching on desktop, you really shouldn't be behind. I've not dropped any frames. I'm also watching my stream on my MacBook next to me, or the stream, not my stream. We're on the PBE
I
channel.
will be right back. I gotta take some of the work.
Okay.
Right.
Because yeah, I am not behind on my MacBook that I have watching. So I will say usually it's like 5 to 10 seconds. Now, if you've watched from the beginning, sometimes the lag will just slowly get longer and longer. So it doesn't hurt to like refresh your stream real quick. There shouldn't be a tentative schedule. There should just. I don't think there's anybody else having a. I don't think there's any. Now today was just weird because I had no internet last night. So, and I'm one of the only. I'm one of the only like one or two people who can stream from the Prospect League files. So, yeah, that was. It was just kind of weird. Oh, that's right. Um, this is where I try to do mental math. It should be the 27th, if I'm not mistaken. Nice. Also, yeah, if you're watching it in the background, sometimes Twitch will pause for a little bit, and that will also create a lag because I do that sometimes too. Um, Another shutout on stream. Wes getting the win 4-0. Rocker with the win, Ritter with the loss. Rocker will be your player of the game. Ooh, excuse me, player of the game. And really, your time of game exactly 3 hours. One game too late, game. One game too late. And Max is not here either. So Max won't believe me when I tell him that we actually did have a game that was exactly 3 hours. Professional. Unbelievable. No, well, no, that's also an inside joke actually, because sometimes the mods will just do over under on that one. But it's like, well, what you pick, unless you do like 301 and a half or 3 hours and 30 seconds or something, because it doesn't show seconds. Because technically it can exactly be 3 hours. So It was meant to be an inside joke towards me because I am that guy. Um, East versus South. East will get the win 5-1. Quinn Jr. 1 for 5 with a 2-run home run. And then on the South, Rob Cena the fourth 1 for 4. Hurry Quake with a drawn walk. Stuart Hooker with the win. AJ Judney the loss. Stuart Hooker is your player of the game. And since my colleague stepped away, I'll get the next prediction going. I haven't gotten to pick one yet. I haven't gotten to make one. But it also means I can't put predict on it, even though I won that last prediction because I bet over. Always bet the over. We're going to spice it up. We're going to spice it up a little bit. So, will either starting pitcher have a quality start? Will either starting pitcher have a quality start? Yes or no? And if both get it, then obviously it's yes. Just one of them has to get it. But will either of them have a quality start? And since I don't remember if I saved, we'll go do it again. All right, and then we do have one more day of Quick Sim. And then we will get to South versus West, which we will still continue with Ask the Booth. We are our last chance for Ask the Booth as far as for today's stream. South and the West. And wow. We've seen some interesting ones today, haven't we? 5-3 in a game that the South came back, took the lead, but then the West came back to tie it, but couldn't hang on in extras. For the South, Napoleon Solo 2 for 6 with an RBI and a run scored. Hurry Quake 1 for 4, a walk and a run. Rob Cena the fourth 2 for 5, 2 RBIs and a run. On the West, Anderson 1 for 6. And then Slate Gray 2 for 4 with 2 runs scored and a walk. Smith with the win. Lovehammer will take the loss. Cole Falcon the save. Your player of the game with the no decision. Blonde 3-4-5. North and the East, and it's going to be the East winning 5-2. For the North, Nick the third 1 for 4. Munson 2 for 3 with a run scored. On the East, Jody Quinn Jr. 2 for 4 with an RBI and a run scored. And then Press Duckley Jr. 1 for 3 with a run scored as well. Peregrino will get the win. Boykins the loss. Mikey Weiser will get the save. Pedro Peregrino is your player of the game. All right. That takes us up to our next stream game, our second to last of the stream. Our second to last stream game would be the South versus the West. Your starting pitchers, which actually, hold on, let me go ahead and hide that so y'all can see the starting pitchers since it has to do with our prediction. I'll do that, and that, and that. Just so you can see the starting pitchers real quick. And I guess I'll get rid of Ask the Booth for a moment too. So it doesn't look super weird. But there's your starting pitchers. Will either of them, Willie McDougall or Tim Infinity, will either of them get a quality start? Again, you just one of them has to hit. If both of them get, that's also still yes. So one or both will equal yes. Like yes, we'll get the prediction. Also, while we have the spare moment, as I mentioned earlier, we're going to have 3 days in a row of Prospect League due to my little flub. Usually, we stream Prospect Leagues Friday night, Monday night, and Wednesday nights. However, this is a recent change that we did, I believe, like 3 or 4 seasons ago. Because our playoff streams for PBE are now split The first round is split into 2 streams, which one of them's on Wednesday nights. We moved that stream, so we have 1 stream each Prospect League that happens on a Sunday, and that one's tomorrow. So we'll be back at it tomorrow, 11 a.m. Eastern. I believe it's just me, but I'm going to reach out to Chadwick. Chadwick did sign up to co-host, but I think there was a little bit of a slight typo somewhere that might change that up. I will reach out. I will make sure, see if Chadwick will join us tomorrow morning. But tomorrow morning, we'll be back at same time, 11 a.m. Eastern. And I mentioned earlier, if you were here from the beginning, about doing certain, we do community events, and every Sunday I do a community event, a PBE community event, marbles. And so tomorrow it's a doubleheader. So on the PBE channel we'll be doing Prospect League, and then directly after that, we'll get you over to my personal Twitch where we'll be doing our community event, which is marbles that we do every Sunday at 1 p.m. Eastern. Albeit tomorrow it's a little bit different. Whenever Prospect League ends, tomorrow is when we will be doing that. And then Monday night I'll be hosting again our 3rd edition of Prospect League, 7 p.m. Eastern on Monday. And yes, this is the last Ask the Booth game. In fact, I left that up for a while. Let's go ahead and put all that back on. I think y'all saw enough of the pictures. Last chance, 30 seconds to get in your prediction. Will either starting pitcher record a quality start? That is your prediction. And again, for those who may have just joined in late as well, you do get, if you do have a player in the PBE, you do have the opportunity to turn in those Twitch points to PBE money. Just make sure you fill out that Twitch form. You only have to do it 1 time. So if you did it earlier, don't worry about it. The only time you would ever have to fill out that form a 2nd or 3rd time is if you switch like your PBE form name or your Twitch handle. If you change one of those things, then yeah, you're going to want to redo it. But with that being said, I think let me go ahead and close that prediction. And yes, it is Ask the Booth, so feel free to get your questions in. Max should be back here in a little bit. So you're stuck with me for now. You're stuck with me. Yes. Actually, yes. Yes, I have. In fact, this is actually a fun story. So for those who don't know, I'm from Hawaii, but I don't live in Hawaii anymore. But when I lived there, for those who don't know, Gabriel Iglesias loves Hawaii. There's 2 comedians who absolutely love performing shows in Hawaii. It is Gabriel Iglesias and Joe Coy. Joe Coy probably being the most popular of the 2 as far as like when their comedy shows are in town. And this was the year that so Gabriel Iglesias actually did film one of his specials in Hawaii. He films it in Hawaii, so it's the Aloha Fluffy special, and I got tickets to it. I got a ticket to it. He did 2 shows. It was so fun too. He did 2 shows back to back at Hawaii Theater, which is a historic building, and I got tickets to the first show because I had to work the next morning. So it was like a 7 o'clock and a 9:30. So I got tickets to 7 o'clock. And I kid you not, we get to 9:30 and he's like, listen, my set's done, but we're going to keep going. He went an hour over. He did a whole nother bit. Now I'll have to go rewatch the special to see if any of that extra part made it to the actual like taped program. But I'll never forget because I got there early. I was the first show. I got there early. I just wanted to make sure I got to my seat, no problems and whatnot. And I remember leaving. to go home. I remember walking out. The line for the second show went around the building twice. I've never seen that before. Because it's a small theater. I didn't realize that many people could actually fit in that theater because it doesn't seem very big from the outside. Um, but it was such, oh man, it was so great. He is so hilarious. I have not had the chance to see Joe Coy. That is over the hot tubs. I was about to say splash, but never mind. Napoleon Solo with the dinger to break the tie. Um, but I will tell you, Joe Coy actually has a record in Hawaii. He actually has a record. He is so popular in Hawaii. Like he sold out the concert hall, the Blaisdell Concert Hall. I believe it was 13 straight shows. Like literally what happened was I think he set up like 5 shows. And then those sold out so fast. He's like, fine, we'll go add 2 more. And then those sold out fast. Like, wait, fine, we'll add 2 more. And he ended up falling on 13, and ended up being a record. And he still does a lot of shows in Hawaii. Like those are hot commodity tickets. Um, I know this is asked to Booth, but I do have a question for the chat. How is Sal on his own? Because I love Impractical Jokers. I can make a lot of references to Impractical Jokers, in fact. And I mean, how is he by himself? Is he funny? Sal's a funny guy, but I don't know about by himself, though. Although, as I think about it, of the 4 the OG Impractical Jokers, of the 4 of the people who I'd want to see by myself or by themselves would be Sal or Joe. I don't think Murr and Q would be funny by themselves. Oh yes, MJ, I'm sorry. I did see your DM and I meant to reply back. You just need to participate in 1 race and you get participation credit. But obviously for marbles, we also pay out for stream leaderboard and monthly. So the more you participate, the higher chance you have of getting more bonus money. Maybe. Now that I think about it, I guess Q would. The only one I would not want to see by himself was Murr. That's probably the only one I would probably not want to see. I guess I could, now that I think about it a little bit more, I guess I could see Q. Yeah. I didn't know Sal's married now? I didn't know this. I will say this, I almost saw them together and they came down to Wichita and I almost got tickets. And I forgot what prevented me from buying tickets. But I was so close to seeing the 4 of them on their Impractical Jokers tour because they are hilarious. Oh, you know what makes me keep thinking of, what makes me keep not thinking he's married is because that one punishment bit where they made him marry who was it, Murr's sister or something? They made him like marry, like, and obviously they got it annulled, or maybe I got that backwards. No, I got that backwards. No, I got that backwards. It was Murr marrying Sal's sister, and they had Sal on a dolly, tied up with duct tape over his mouth, so he couldn't like express he couldn't express his no vote in the matter. So yeah, I got it backwards. That's my bad. It was Murr marrying his sister, and then they got it annulled. So like it never actually counted. But yeah, I don't know why I never thought. So I thought Joe was the only one that got married. Like legitimately. Well, we know one pitcher is not going to get a quality start. Brandon Zahn with his 4th dinger already of Prospect League. Oh, Joe was the absolute best. I am sad that they couldn't let him continue the Larry bit. Because that was so hilarious. Just him running around at random times looking for a guy named Larry who didn't actually exist. I have okay. So now I have a question for chat because I have two. I have two. Actually, I have three. Coincidentally, all of the same one. What is your favorite punishment? Oh, that was the first thought. That was another thought came to my mind. Him in the bathroom with no toilet paper at the coffee shop. Or when they had him be an escape artist and he wasn't an escape artist. So they wrapped him up in a straitjacket, chains and shackles, and lowered him into the thing full of water in front of the in front of the audience, and then they realized, no, this guy's not legit, and they just kept booing him. That was another good one. Ooh, you know what another one is? It was a dual one. It was one of the only times that they collaborated with somebody famous when it was I think it was
Okay,
just
I'm
Joe
back.
and Sal. Yeah, it was just Joe and Sal, but it was a dual punishment, and they had to be the opening act to Imagine Dragons
Ooh.
at a concert in Pittsburgh. Or no, 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 sorry, it was in Jersey. It was in Jersey. Oh, and yes, I'm sorry. Yes, last game, the game right after this. Sorry, I forgot. I did see your question. I forgot to come back to it. Um, one more game, and it will be Stover. My favorite part of that opening, they made him because Imagine Dragons was also in on it. Like they were telling them things to say too. So one of the things that one of the bandmates told him to say is like, "We're so thrilled to be opening for the Imagination Dragons."
Oh no.
Oh, it was you could see it on YouTube actually. The whole thing is on YouTube. It's freaking hilarious. They even named their band name was Senora Lanza, who was the name because for those who don't know, those the four of them met in high school. And Senor Alonso was one of their teachers. Oh, the tattoos was hilarious, especially Sal's because his was Jaden Smith, which is has no. It was the most random whatever, and it's just like it was like what? Oh, and Salad Bingo was hilarious. Oh God, I've never been to a bingo hall, but it was basically everything I thought it would be.
Yeah, you're not
Um,
missing much there.
Now my three all were related. All were Mur punishments. Gotta go with the OG making him skydive. And he was just freaked out of his mind. Like he was so close to quitting the show over skydiving. Um, and that was his tattoo actually. To rope it back to Man Who Sold the World, that was his tattoo, was a ferret falling to be out of a plane. Um, Also, I mentioned this on I think it was on my personal stream. When he had to when they shot his mouth up with Novocaine, and then he had to go do a food presentation while his mouth was fully numb with Novocaine. He couldn't understand what he was saying. And then the third one was when they sent him to a barber, and he didn't know what was going. He's just like, okay, yeah, sure, because Murr doesn't have a lot of hair on his head, so he's just like, okay, sure, that's fine. And then they they didn't tell him what the punishment was till it actually happened. So the barber took the clippers and went right for his eyebrow.
Oh no.
So they shaved his head and they shaved his eyebrows. You would think the punishment would end there. It does not. That same afternoon, I don't know if they knew this in advance or if they called somebody or what. But and they had physical proof of it too. They showed the picture of it like 2 weeks later when he got it. He had a driver's license appointment. So he had to take the picture with literally no eyebrows, nothing on top of his head. It
Oh
looked
no.
about as bad as you think it would.
Oh, no thanks.
Wes will get the win 5-2. McDougal the win. Infinity loss. Holman the save. Thank you guys for Ask the Booth. I always love doing it. You always ask great questions. Keep them coming. There will be many opportunities for Ask the Booth between now and the end of the regular season. We do not do Ask the Booth during the Prospect League playoffs because we're calling every game. So there's really no opportunity for Booth in that stream, but all the other ones between now and then, lay it all on because y'all have been asking some great stuff. With that being said, oh yeah, did either of them get a quality start? I forgot to go look. One of them
No.
did not.
What?
Oh, and then the other did not make it long enough.
Exactly. I caught
Oh
it.
wow, Nose will get the prediction on that one.
Already did it.
I was close. I was close. Yeah, you had to throw 6 innings for a quality start. I believe it's 6 innings.
It's 6 innings.
Yeah, I had to think on that one for. You know what? That was a good prediction on my part. Look how close I was. I'm 1 for 1. As another extra innings win, this time for the North over the East, 4-3. Nick third getting a run scored. Munson 2 for 4 with an RBI and a run. On the East, Quinn Jr. 1 for 5. And then for our pitching, McKinley with the win, Wyatt the loss. Ultimo Khan getting their first save. Barry Balls is your player of the game. And I believe we have one more travel day in between. Yes. And that takes us to our last game of the stream and our last day of the stream as well. North versus the East, where we get to see Anthony Stover's third start. About nerd. I'll have to go. Is there anything on YouTube? Like, if I go YouTube Sal doing stand up, will I find anything? I'll have to go. I have to go do some looking because I love stand up comedy. I'm very picky when it comes to comedy, though. I ain't gonna lie, but I love comedy. And I wasn't sure. Were you gonna make a prediction?
Yeah, I can.
Oh, okay. I wasn't sure. That's why I was like, you know what? I don't want to start working at something. Then you're doing something. Ooh, I'll have to go look. I'll have to go look before I go to bed because I have a lot of stuff to do after this stream. Even this is gonna be this is a long day for me. That's good to know though. I'll have to look it up. I will say, there. While we're waiting for Max to get the prediction up, there is one comedian that I talked about, I think on my personal stream too, that I just love, but more of how he presents it. Like, he's funny. Don't get me wrong. He's funny. He's freaking hilarious. But part of it is how he presents it too. His name is Ali Sadiq. And he basically sits on a stool. He'll sit on a stool or a chair. He kind of has that body language of you just sitting on the porch with somebody, just shooting, just shooting crap, if you know what I mean. Just talking whatever, just chilling out, just, talking, things, give you those kinds of vibes where you're just like, you're not there watching him do stand up. It's like you're just there, just chilling, if that makes sense. I probably did a terrible example of explaining that. I'm still, how am I doing on caffeine? I'm about 2/3 of the way through my caffeine, so I'm not fully there yet. Thank you for the prediction, by the way. Over under 1.5 dingers. Over under
I
one and a
hit
half
dingers.
dingers. You don't like the term dingers? What?
I know. I said I hit dingers.
Oh, I hit. Oh, gotcha. I was about to say. I was like, you're gonna have to explain. Also, I won points earlier, so I'm gonna be like Dogwood. Bet it all. Oh darn. Sorry to the person who bet over. You're trying to do a value bet, and I think I just ruined it. Or did I? Did it not take it? Guess it didn't take it. Never mind. Somebody made it even, so I don't feel bad now. I guess I didn't click the right button. Would you like to go first or second?
I'll go second.
Okay. There we go. Now, did it go? Now did it take it? Okay, now it took it.
All right. Let me know when to close it.
Get a sip of my drink, and then we'll be all good to go. Yep. Go ahead and close it.
Done.
Thank you. Let's go ahead and get started. Last game of the stream, North and East. It'll be Nick the third, leading off against Anthony Stover. And that is popped up in the infield and cough route number 1. Swing and a miss by Burglary Judge. 2 quick outs to start off the first. Brings up Jaden Zielinski. And that'll be a fly ball center field to end the top of the first. One thing I did forget to mention as housekeeping, and I'm sure some of y'all probably picked up on it already. Players who do not have an asterisk next to their name are actual prospects. So you will see less and less of those asterisk names as time goes on, as that will be out number 2 off the bat of Jameson. Lightning McQueen will fly that out to center field, and it's a 1-2-3 inning as well. No runs, no hits, no errors through the first inning. We go to the second. It'll be Lindsay leading off for the North with a swing and a miss. Strike 3, 1 out. And now J-Dub. Grounder to second, out number 2. And a swing and a miss by McCovey will end the top of the second, 1-2-3 inning. We'll go to the bottom of the second. Element leading off, swing and a miss, strike 3. 1 out now for Sato. Fly ball to center field and caught for out number 2. As Artema will draw the 2-out walk, first base runner of the game for either team. But Marcus will ground out to get the force at second. And we go on to the third. Griffin will draw a leadoff walk, so leadoff runner on for the North, as Carter will ground that out. Fielder's choice at second. And that's going to be a double play, though, around the horn off the bat of Munson, and that will end the top of the third inning. We'll go to the bottom of the third. Ransom, fly ball to left field and caught for out number 1. Duckley Jr., fly ball right field, 2 outs. Quinn Jr., base hit to center field, keeps the inning going. That'll bring up Jameson, who will draw the walk. So first and second, 2 outs for Lightning McQueen. And that's going to be a base hit. They're going to hold the runner. So bases loaded, 2 outs for Element, who will hit a fly ball left field, caught for out number 3. East will leave him loaded. We'll go to the top of the fourth. Top of the North order due up in Nick the third. And I'll be caught on a rope to center field. Burglary Judge, swing and a miss, 2 outs. And now Jaden Zielinski. Grounder to the second base side, over to first in time, 2 outs. I know we're not doing Ask the Booth anymore, but I did want to bring up something somebody else brought up earlier, too, that I forgot to touch on. My first player did not have a chance to be in the Prospect League either, so I share your feelings on that, Noel. I was an opening day waiver, as that'll be a base hit by Artema. Runner first, 1 out, and he's thrown out at second base. Now, obviously, my second player I created in time, so Pass got to do Prospect League, and he did all right. He was a scrub. Off to the fifth. Lindsay will draw the walk, so runner at first to lead off. J-Dub, though, will swing and miss, strike 3, 1 out. McCovey will... Oh, that falls in for a base hit. First hit of the game for the North. Runners at first, second, 1 out for Griffin. And that'll be caught. Throw to third, not in time. As Carter will hit that into the gap, and that will tie the game. They're going to send the second runner, and the second runner will also score. So, I'm sorry, not tie the game. There's been no runs. North gets on the board first, 2-0. I'm over here thinking it's 1-0 already. Don't ask me why. Professional. Munson will ground out. 2-0. Kind of a pitcher's duel in the first half, Max.
5 hits in 4.5 innings so far. The Ransom with a deep fly to right, and that ball will fly away. And just like that, it's 2-1 North. Well, so much for pitcher's duel so far. You jinxed it.
I try. Not really.
Here's Duckley Jr. and Duckley Jr. with a fly ball, but that doesn't have the legs. One away. Here's Quinn Jr. with a fly ball to center, and that ball's to the warning track and it's caught. And then here's Jameson, and that is a base hit up the middle. So 2-out single here. Now bring up McQueen against Chambers. Chambers with the pitch, and that's a diving catch from the left fielder. Nice catch from Griffin. We go to the top of the 6th. It's 2-1. So here we go with a fly ball to center, and it's 1 away. There's the strikeout. Up refuses the appeal. 2 out here. And here comes Zielinski, and Zielinski ground ball to short, and that is the 3rd out. Quick 1-2-3 for the North. Then we go to the bottom. It's 2-1 North. Here's the leadoff, and that's a strikeout. Chambers' 4th strikeout, 1 away. So here's Sato, and he strikes out. Strike 3, 2 away. First strikeout for Duggar in the bullpen. Fly ball to left, and it's caught in foul territory. Quick 1-2-3 for the East. We go to the top of the 7th. It is 2-1. North 2 runs on 2 hits here. East 5 hits but only 1 run to show for it, and there's a walk. So Lindsey walks here, brings up Dub. Dub with a base hit to left. Runner stays at second. Runners at first and second for McCovey. McCovey hits into the double play. And then it gets by the catcher, and the North will score on an error or a pass ball or a wild pitch, whatever it is.
Wild
3-1.
pitch.
Ruled a wild pitch. Professionals here, and there's the 3rd out. So the North scores on a wild pitch, and it's 3-1.
It's okay. Reading is hard. Reading is hard.
Reading is really hard. Speaking of reading, there's a fly ball to the left. It's 1 away. Here's Ransom with the pit, and he's out. Maybe I need glasses or coffee. I don't know yet. Here's Duckley Jr., and that's a diving catch from the shortstop Judge. And that's the end of the inning. We go to the top of the 8th. It's 3-1 North. Here's a fly ball to center. And it is caught. 1 away. Fly ball to left for Munson, and Munson doesn't get enough. 2 outs, and then the 3rd is out. We go to the bottom of the 8th. It's 3-1. So 3-1 here. Combined 8 hits going into the bottom of the 8th here. That's the 1st out for the East. Here's Jameson, and that is the 2nd out, and here's McQueen. McQueen hits it to first base, and we go to the top of the 9th. It's 3-1 North. Maybe we should have did the time of game on this one.
Oh, no, I got something for you on that one. After this game, I'll tell you.
Fly ball. Base hit. Tying run. Nowhere to be seen because I'm realizing it's the top of the 9th. 1 away. Don't mind me. Here's Lindsey. Strikes out. And that will bring up Dub. And Dub will hit a fly ball to center. It should be easy play for Duckley Jr. and makes the catch. We go to the bottom of the 9th. It's 3-1.
Have we had a balk today? I don't even know if we've had a balk today.
We have not. Here's Ellie Mitt on the fly ball, and that's 1 away. Sato grounds to the pitcher. Last chance here for Artema. And Artema base it up the middle, so this will bring the actual tying run to the plate, and that's Marcus. Marcus strikes out, and the Hoopers win 3-1.
I do find it kind of weird. We've had a inside the park home run today, but we haven't had a balk.
Well, the North scored a run on a wild pitch and a 2-run homer.
And
how many home runs?
One
home run.
Yep. So unders will get the prediction. Chambers will get the win. Stover will take the hard luck loss. Ultimo Khan, their 2nd save. Joshua Chambers is your player of the game. Oh yeah, and we haven't even had a pickle today. Although, pickles don't happen that often though in Prospect League.
There was no fight either.
Oh, we had one fight in Prospect League, if I recall.
I think we
I
were
think we had
calling that
one.
game.
We had we've had a perfect game. Oh my gosh, I still can't get over that. Last box score of the day, by the way. West will get the win 11-5. On the South, Napoleon Solo 2 for 4, walk RBI, and a run scored. Hurry Quake 1 for 4 with a run. Rob Cena the fourth 1 for 4 with a run scored. On the West, Anderson 1 for 4, walk and an RBI. Slate Gray 2 for 4, walk and 2 runs scored. For your pitching, Og with the win, James with the loss, Mason Jack is your player of the game. So for those of you who have had a PBE player before, this will make more sense. Unfortunately, the index will be up for you all to review whenever the other side of this part. So for context, the server that the index uses for Prospect League is completely different than the main file. So when we upload in Prospect League, I'm only doing half of it. So whenever the other half gets done, we'll let you all know, and we will ping you all in the rookie server so you all can review the index if you'd like to see other box scores, maybe some things that we haven't gone over on stream. Also, don't forget tonight, 6 p.m. Eastern, playoff race stream. Last regular season stream for PBE before we head into playoff week next week. Tomorrow, 11 a.m. Eastern, day 2 of Prospect League. Myself and co-host to be determined. I will double check to make sure Chadwick will still be joining us tomorrow, since there was a little bit of a typo on the time. So I hope he didn't sign up for a stream thinking it was going to be at a time that ended up somehow being on the sheet. And then Monday night, we'll be streaming day 3 at 7 p.m. Eastern. I don't know if I had anybody sign up. Actually, I have the thing in front of me. What am I doing? Looks like it's just
Being
me
a
on
professional.
Monday at 7 p.m. Eastern. No worries, no worries. And then we will be off until next Friday. So because usually we stream on Wednesdays, but since playoffs is this week, there will be no Wednesday stream. That's why we're doing it on Sunday. Um, but yeah, in fact, actually, I forgot to do this. Let's go show the standings. Even though we're only 1/6 of the way in. West looking for a three-peat. They have a 2-game lead early on. South in the cellar. However, I say this every year, and it happens almost every year. If your team's at the bottom right now, they're probably not going to be at the bottom by the end. We even had that happen last season where one team was like 5 games in the cellar and then all of a sudden made it to at least the 3rd seed and almost pulled off the upset. So even though it looks early, it is always very possible. And besides, y'all are in the playoffs already. You all are in. You don't even have to worry about it. While I go figure out who we're rating, Max, any closing thoughts?
Yes, the West is very good. We have orders of 45 tons of salt that we got to get rid of. Um, 2 of our games were pitching duels,
I like
and
how
that's all I had.
don't even want to mention the inside the park home run.
Oh, well, we had one of those too.
Well, while my colleague is being salty over salt, we're gonna go raid in a great friend of the PBE. Get your wee woos ready. We'll go raid into EVC. He is in NYC. Thankfully, he doesn't bring the smells of NYC to us.
Yeah, that's
Probably
a
for the
good thing.
best. For Max, I am nasbase. I will see you all tomorrow, like literally tomorrow, for more
I will
Prospect
see
League.
you in about 5 hours.
5 hours. Oh yeah, that's right. Max will be co-hosting tonight's stream, so you get to see Max in 5 hours. He's co-hosting with Teed and Stroyer for that playoff stream or playoff race stream. Oh, lots of words. I think I got everything. If I miss anything, just pay attention to the Discords. They will lead you to where you need to be. Don't forget, also, somebody did ask, I will throw it out there. If you are here for Prospect League tomorrow, you don't have to worry about where to go for marbles. We will raid from Prospect League to marbles. I had at least one person ask me that. Also, the announcement will be put into the rookie server as well, in case you don't know where to go. With that being said, though, let's go right over to EVC. We'll see y'all later.
Later.